Are you having nightmares about Donald Trump? Are you waking up angry, irritated, stomach upset? You might have Trump derangement. I'm Terry. I am the host of this channel. I want to talk about Trump derangement a little bit. And actually, I'm trying to be helpful. I'm going to be silly because I'm a silly person. But I'm actually trying to be helpful. And just as a disclaimer, I did vote for Donald Trump. Oh, yes, I did. Nothing's wrong with me. I don't have lumps in my head. Nobody hit me over the head. I'm normal. Okay. But y'all remember when Trump got elected the first time, it was the end of the world. How the world's going to end, If I'm not mistaken, we're still here. Unless I got transported to another dimension or I'm in an alternate universe or someplace, we're still here. Then again, I might be in an alternate universe. But anyhow, we're going to talk about that. Let's look at a video real quick. Let's bring this video up. We're going to talk about it real quick, try to be helpful. All right. And let's go ahead and look at the video. We can do hard things. Yes, we can.
Molly, what is it? This is random, but I think about it all the time with you guys. Like, you come from a pretty conservative family.
Yes.
Right? I just like,
not me, but Mom.
No, not you.
Yeah.
And
No.
I just wonder, like, what is Thanksgiving? It's one thing to come from a conservative family and just sort of, deprogram yourself and go along your life. But what is it like to come from a conservative family and then become like the Mockingjay of the other side?
Well, it's definitely been challenging. Thankfully, my immediate family, they did not vote for Donald Trump.
Okay.
They did the first time, a few of them. We flipped them the second time. It's weird. When Donald Trump was first elected, I was so upset. We all were. But I remember thinking, I understand it because I grew up in a very conservative Republican house. I mean, I bought my dad a Rush Limbaugh tie in high school. I voted Republican straight ticket, and that's what I was told to do. And then I left St. Louis, Missouri, and I met people from different backgrounds, and I started to understand different things and different needs and different people. And there's like a little bit of sympathy I have for people in my family that I feel are kind of being deliberately misinformed every day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're deliberately being misinformed every day, and they believe it. But it hurts me so much because of the personal relationship I now have, where my husband is out there fighting this man. And to me, them voting for Trump is them not voting for my husband and me and our family. And
So you heard that. A vote for Donald Trump. Now, she did say her immediate family, I guess that's her mom and dad and brothers and sisters, the first time voted for Donald Trump. Then the second time, they would persuade most of them not to vote for Donald Trump. And she said she was Republican all her life because that's what she was told to do. By the way, you should have your own opinion. You should never let anybody tell you what you need to do. You need to research the facts for yourself. Have your own opinion, and that's even dealing with them. Okay, even dealing with them. And then the lady, and they had a couple of funnies. The lady said deprogramming. In other words, we need to be deprogrammed. If you don't think like the Democrats at the left, you need deprogramming. Something's wrong with you. You need to be deprogrammed. You're not right. Deprogram. They need deprogramming. Take them to the deprogramming facility because they need deprogramming. But that's what they think. They literally believe that, But that's what she said. But the thing that I really didn't like, and I think is not good, it's not healthy, that you refuse to have relationship people all because of an election. That is the craziest concept to me. And I know they were out there, if your family member don't vote with you, cut them off. That is crazy. That's not right. That's not good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that's wicked. I think that's evil. You should never cut off people. I have Christian worldview, and I believe there's a God, right? Because of my Christian worldview. You know, the greatest creation God created. Yeah, he created the sun. He created the moon and the stars, these planets, the universe still expanding and all kind of stuff. But his greatest creation is humans, men and women, by far. God values humans. And so we have to have that relationship with humans. Okay? So as I'm talking about, let me bring up something real quick here. Let me remove them and bring something else up here. Stop screen, go share screen. I'm going to pull up share, and what I'm pulling up here is the Bible. Y'all should be able to see that right there. I'm bringing up the Bible. Y'all can't see it yet, but I'm getting ready to add it to the stage. There it is. There's the Bible. And where we're going to look at, and I want to show y'all this real quick. There's something in the Bible I want to share with y'all real quick, and hopefully y'all can see it real well. And it's right here. We're in the book of Matthew, the 22nd chapter. And I'm going to start at verse 34. I want y'all to just bear with me. It's not that long. But when the Pharisee heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together. Then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him and saying, "Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law?" Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind." This is the first commandment. And the second is like the first. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And then as you look at these scriptures here, right? It goes right after that. It says, on these two commandments, let me take it down just a little so y'all can see it. Hope I took it down too much. And yeah, but it says basically, on this hangs all the scriptures and the prophets. Let me get that back to there. So y'all don't think I'm pulling your leg, what it said here. And there it is. Say it right here. On this two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Y'all see that? That's what it says. So let's get off that real quick. And here's the point. What happened here in this text was you had the Sadducees. They didn't believe in the resurrection. And the Pharisees, the Sadducees was a scribe group. The Pharisees, which is another group, they're more religious, the traditional religious group. They like what Jesus said, so they came and asked him something about the commandments. And then what he did, he summed up the 10 commandments in two things. He said, love God, right? Love your neighbor and love yourself. That's the key. That's what we're supposed to do. You got to love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Who's your neighbor? Donald Trump is your neighbor. Whether you like it or not, Donald Trump is a neighbor. Okay? And so Donald Trump, you got to love Donald Trump. Just like I got to love people that do crazy stuff. I still got to love them. And then on top of that, you got to love yourself. And speaking to Molly, that was Jimmy Kimmel and his wife, Molly, you got to love yourself. And loving yourself is having that relationship with your relatives. And that's for any of y'all out there. Don't stop having a relationship with your relatives all because of an election. That's the craziest thing. Because and if you're a faith-based person, you cannot do that because your faith depends on it. He said everything depends, all this other stuff you read in the Bible, everything is dependent upon those three things there. Loving God, loving your neighbor, and loving yourself. That's what everything's based off of. If you're not doing those, and you think you're going to heaven, you're sadly mistaken. This is what he just said. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. In other words, he said everything's dependent upon these two principles. Everything's dependent upon that. Loving God, loving your neighbor, and loving yourself. You have to do that. And so let me pull up something else real quick. Let me get this off here, and let me remove that, and let me pull up one more thing. Share screen. And this is talking about the 5 things, right? Hopefully y'all can see that. The 5 things that anger can do to you, right? 5 things. So I'm gonna just go through the list real quick. It's paragraphs. I'm not gonna read the whole paragraphs because I don't want to keep you. But number 1, anger stresses out the heart. Experience anger triggers the body to release stress hormones, which over time can take a toll on the heart health. And it says research shows that anger does this. It's got it right there. Number 2, because of that, anger increases the risk of heart attacks. Evidence also suggests that anger is specifically linked to higher risk of heart attack. And then it says in a systematic review, they looked at studies. Okay, that's 2. So it messes with your heart. Number 3, anger can disrupt your digestion. Much research shows that the brain and gut are in constant communication and influence each other. One role of your autonomic nervous system, which regulates involuntary bodily process, is to help regulate digestion. So you're going to have an upset stomach. You might have the runs because you got Trump derangement. Number 4, too much anger hinders mental health. Being in a state of anger strain can take a toll on mental health. Studies show that anger is often elevated in emotional disorders such as anxiety and depression. All because you have Trump derangement. You got TDS. And number 5, anger can mess with your sleep. So you got 5 reasons not to be angry. Don't let any politician dominate your life. Whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's the Democrats, it's some Republican. I don't let it. I talk about it because I find it, and I hate to say it, like I find some of the stuff humorous. That people take this stuff because they say the most ridiculous stuff. It's the end of the world. The world's coming to the end. Oh, Donald Trump, I'm leaving the country. And people will never leave the country. And then the other, well, there's a few that live. I think Ellen left the country. But let me tell you something. It's no country on the wet. As much as messed up as America is, there's no other country like America. By far. I was in the military 20 years and I traveled to several countries. And I have not found anything like America. Some of the stuff that we do in America, you can't get away with in every country. You go to Africa with these so-called No Kings demonstration. You go to the Middle East with that. You go to China with that. You go to Russia with that. Y'all know you ain't get. You can go to some countries in South America. Go to Venezuela with that. You ain't getting away with it. Go to Cuba with that. You ain't getting away with that. You ain't gonna get away. Matter of fact, you could go to Egypt. There was just a recent story. Some Americans went to Egypt and they were up there they wanted to demonstrate. The Egyptian police showed up. I wish I had the video. The Egyptian police showed, and so they asked the basic, what are y'all doing? And they said, oh, we're demonstrating. And then they were saying, well, we're demonstrating because this, and this, and Egypt stand on such and such. And they say, y'all not in America, y'all in Egypt. That's basically what they told. Y'all not in America, y'all in Egypt. Give me your passports. And they took their passports and made them go back to the hotel. Sure did. But we're fortunate that we can express ourselves freely. To stop hanging out with these bubbles. Debate is good. You find somebody that don't agree with you, hey, sit down, have a civil discussion with them. Bring out your points. Let them bring out their points. You might convert them. They might convert you. Don't sit in those bubbles. I personally, I look at Fox, but I also look at CNN. I look at MSNBC. I look at all of it and see whether I'm wrong or not on some issues. Have I been changed? Sometimes I've changed a little bit on certain things, but if I feel it's contrary to the Bible, contrary to what I think God wants me to do, I'm not doing it. It's just how it is. I don't care what anybody say. Well, everybody doing it. Y'all remember when you growing up as a kid, and your mama used to say, well, Johnny did it. And your mama say, if Johnny jump off the cliff, you're going to jump off the cliff with him. Y'all remember that? Well, that's what we do in 2025. If somebody else doing it, we jump off the cliff with them. That's what we do. It's just where we at now. That's why I said I might be an alternate. America might have came, America might have came to the end, and I just got transported to an alternate universe. That's all I got for you. I love you. God bless you. Do not let any politician, whether it's Donald Trump, Republican Party, or Democrats, or Chuck Schumer, or any of those people, Mondani in New York, don't let any of them stress you out. Enjoy your life. If you want to do something to help people, get involved in a charitable organization and then spread love that way. Love you. God bless you. Have a good one.